Hi everyone, this is Cody, and in this video I'm going to be doing a review of the Salomon Speedcross 3. Okay, so these shoes are supposed to be trail running shoes. They're actually quite light and good for that. Now what I've used them for is I do just about everything. I mean, I do normal everyday stuff on concrete, as well as I do a lot of stuff outside in the woods, so they've gotten a fair share of everything. I don't spend too much time on the concrete. I try to avoid it whenever I can. Now the tread on these used to be really thick, kind of more like what this one is right here. Now in some spots it's worn down. It's still usable. I've had them for I can't remember how long. I'll put it up on the screen. And I've used them pretty much every day. And this is what they're like. Now they used to look something like this, but as you can see they don't look quite so much like that anymore. But the good thing is they actually still are really comfortable. That's the reason I got these shoes. When I first tried them on, I found them in a store, and I thought, I'll try these. They'll probably be too expensive. But when I tried them on, they just felt amazing. Salomon shoes, I think, are actually really good. Now the insoles, they have the ortholite. It seems okay. It comes out and it seems to work good. But they have a lot of really good support. As you can see, it has a really cool lacing system. The way this works is it's got this pull string, so that goes down. I'll show you in a second, actually on my feet. So it laces it all up really nicely, no matter what size foot you have. Well, pretty much. I mean, like, as long as the shoe fits. And then it also tightens down around the back. And the heel cup is really good, so it sits your heel in there really good. No chance of it really slipping. Now on the back of it's going to be higher up than the front, but on the back there's a muscle in it supposedly. There is actually quite a bit of shock absorption. I've just been working in leaves, so that's why leaves are falling out. But the one nice thing, now this is after just being in the mud. They have a little bit of mud, but for the most part, mud does not get stuck in them, so that's actually really good. Now the traction, when these are new, and they still have a lot of traction actually, the traction is absolutely amazing. You can run in wet grass, and the cool thing is they're actually water resistant, so you don't get wet. Now if you stand in a puddle, obviously you'll get wet, but for wet grass they work really well. Now I was running in wet grass going around a curve, and I didn't fall over, and the person behind me did. That wasn't wearing these. Now, so the traction is actually really, really good. You can make some tight corners. In terms of comfort, they're absolutely amazing, except for one thing, which I've gotten used to and doesn't bug me at the start. On the left side of my ankle, well, on the left shoe, it would, going around certain corners, it would kind of dig in there, but after wearing them for a while, that kind of went away. I guess it just kind of broke in. These shoes do have to break in a bit, but just out of the box, they felt great. Okay, so in terms of ventilation, they're not bad. I'll leave it at that. So the stuff on this mesh stuff, it's kind of thick. It's water resistant. It's breathable, but it's not perfect. You will get a little bit hot in the summer. It's not like a running shoe. But the nice thing is, in the winter, it actually keeps you quite warm. My feet don't get too cold. I think it's a good combination. In terms of smell, they don't get too bad. They're actually quite bad right now, but that's partially because I've been wearing them pretty much constantly the past few days. So it's probably, smell could be an issue for you if you wear it as an everyday shoe. But it's probably no more than any other shoe. Yeah, I think the main, when I was buying them, I wasn't sure if I wanted to get them because I was worried it would wear down too fast. And now, I think it wears down at okay-ish speed, not quite as fast as I thought it would. But I would like to see like this exact shoe with more of a less aggressive tread. I mean, the tread's great for what it is. I really like it, but something that would last longer. That would actually be really cool with the same exact top. They do make another shoe that's kind of similar, another trail running shoe that doesn't have quite as much of an aggressive tread, but it doesn't feel the same as these. It's not quite as good, I don't think. So now I'm gonna put them on and see what they look. Okay, so putting them on, basically you stick your feet in them, so like this. Then you take this cord. The lacing system's real easy. You pull it, not too tight, not too loose, just about right. Pull it down. Now you may be wondering what you do with this. Now this stuff is actually really strong. It's never broken. You can tuck that in there and you can leave these hanging out if you need to go fast, but what I like to do is just kind of bunch these up and then push absolutely everything in there, and then what you have is basically a laces-free laced-up shoe. So what that means is you're not going to get any laces caught in anything, you know, machinery. It's basically ready and it's not going to get caught, so that's great. Now they don't come loose at all. If anything, they actually get better throughout the day because it kind of works itself. So the parts that need to be tight will tighten up, and the parts that needs to be looser will loosen. Okay, now overall, I think these are a great pair of shoes. For trail running shoes, I'm sure they'd be amazing for that. For an everyday shoe, if you're kind of an outdoorsy person, I think they'd actually work really well for that. They have for me. They may not last forever, but the time you have them, they're going to be really good. So they cost, in the store, they cost $120. Now what I would recommend doing is going on Amazon and finding like the cheapest color. So at the time, these I think were, well, it all depends on the size, but you could get them for $79, I think, or the size 12s, which are what these are. The sizing's a little funky actually. It's like the main sizing is in the European sizing, but then secondary size is US. I wore US 11, but with these I had to go up to a 12 for some reason. But anyway, it cost a little bit more. It cost about $90, but usually you can find the cheapest color for $80 on Amazon. So for that price, they're a lot better than the $120 in the store. It's up to you whether you think you'd want to get them for that, but I think if you're looking for a shoe like this and they feel good, it'll be worth it. It's a lot of what a shoe is how it feels. Now in terms of the impact, what you can do with it, with the kind of the cushiony sole and this muscle here, impact is actually pretty good. You can jump off some relatively tall things and not have to worry. Now for running, so running fast, you can do that pretty easily. I mean, they're a good running shoe. The one downside is you can slip out really easily. So on wet concrete, that's about the worst thing you can do for these. Wet concrete, probably ice. I haven't tested them on ice yet, although pretty much anything slips on ice. You will just slide out. So you have to be really careful on wet concrete. But anything that you can dig into is going to be great. And dry concrete, they're really grippy. So that's been my review on the Salomon Speedcross 3. That's it for now. I will see you all in my next video.